students to settle in. When you move into a country, you're looking for a place where you can stay, where you don't have to spend so much on food, on groceries, on accommodation, where you can get job.
Girl, I see your face everywhere. When I'm going out, you'll be there.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Obehi, and on this channel I share my life experience as a mom and as a career woman, hoping that you learn from me and I learn from you. Guys, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. You guys have been the real MVP. I never thought that it would take me about 2.5 months to get to 1,000 subscribers, but y'all, you guys did it. Like, you outdid yourself. I wasn't expecting it to be this quick and this fast, but I am happy. I do not take your engagement for granted. Like, constructive criticisms, the questions, the emails, the comments. Oh my God, it has been completely amazing. I thank all of you, and I say this is to you guys, 1,000. This is to you. I want to tell all of you that I am excited and I appreciate every one of you. Yes, you. And you, to that subscriber that clicks to make me 1,000, that even decided to tell me about that. Oh no, you guys are the real MVP. I'm so grateful. So on today's video, I'm going to be talking about cities that are affordable for immigrants or students to settle in. When you move into a country, you're looking for a place where you can stay, where you don't have to spend so much on food, on groceries, on accommodation, where you can get job, where the taxes are not so high and stuff like that. So yes, I'm going to be giving you some cities that are very good that you can live in, if you're planning to migrate to Canada. So the first city I'll be talking about is London. London is in Ontario. So everybody knows Ontario is like a big province, and there's Toronto in Ontario. And people don't want to live in Toronto because of how expensive it is, but they don't also want to be too far from Toronto. So London is a very good city where you can live in. The average number of people that live in London at the moment is about 400,000. The cost of living is relatively good. It is not like it's very cheap, but it's affordable. Housing there can cost between 1,002 to 1,005 for 1 to 2 bedroom apartment. So yeah, it's a good place for people to migrate to, where you can gradually settle. And I find that even immigrants, when they want to buy houses, they tend to find something that they can afford, like it's relatively affordable. So yeah, if you're thinking of somewhere, a city where you can move to in Ontario, if you don't want to be out of Ontario, you can move to London, Ontario. It is affordable to live there. To say they don't find it difficult to get jobs in London, Ontario. And also the standard of living is good. Like, it is not a small city. It is a sizable city. It's a nice place, and you can consider migrating there. So the next city on my list is Calgary. So Calgary is in the province of Alberta, and it's a relatively bigger city. People like to live in Calgary because they have a wonderful nightlife. Housing is also within the range of 1,000 to 1,005. There are a lot of companies, a lot of jobs. So it is easy for you to settle in Calgary. So people like to move to Calgary, especially people who love nightlife. Calgary is good for you. Downtown Calgary is a nice place to be. Also, the small city that is just outside of Calgary that is called Eldry. Buying a house there is relatively affordable. So Nigerians like to move around Calgary, Eldry. Like, I will just merge them together because Eldry is like about 15 minutes away from Calgary, and a lot of Nigerians live in Eldry now. Buying a house there is relatively cheap. So yeah, Calgary is another city where you can move to or migrate to if you want to move there. Also in Calgary, there is no provincial taxes, just because in Alberta there's no provincial tax. So yeah, a lot of people that live in Canada, when they want to do their shopping, tend to go to Calgary to do their shopping, because in Alberta there's no provincial taxes, like I said, and it's a bigger city. There are lots of activities happening in Calgary. The nightlife in Calgary is amazing. Another thing about Calgary is that there are lots of job opportunities. There are a lot of companies, private owned companies. Also, the government employs in Calgary as well. So yeah, that's another city that you can look out to. So the third city on my list is Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, Canada. If you know Marina and you know Tina, I saw you know that these YouTubers live in Saskatoon. Saskatoon is the largest city in Saskatchewan. It has about 370,000 people living in Saskatoon. Saskatoon has a lot of private companies and private organizations, and it is just a buzzing city. So it is easy for people to live in Calgary because it is affordable. Now, housing in Calgary can range between 1,002 to 1,005 for 1 to 2 bedroom apartments. So you see, it is very affordable. So if you want to move to Canada, you can choose Saskatoon. But one thing about Saskatoon is that the weather is horrendous, very, very cold. Same goes with Calgary as well. It is very, very cold. So if you don't like the cold, you don't like to stay in a very, very cold place, you can choose London, Ontario. But for affordability, Saskatoon is very affordable. Groceries are not so expensive. And then there are also jobs. There are relatively good amount of jobs. People tend to get jobs in Saskatoon. And also there are schools in Saskatoon for students. Like if you there's a University of Saskatchewan in Saskatoon. There's a Sask Poly also in Saskatoon. So yeah, um, Saskatoon is another good city that you can decide to move to. Now, moving on to another city that is relatively affordable for immigrants and students is the city of Regina, my own city. Regina is a beautiful place to be. They have lakes and nice parks, and it is relatively affordable. Right now, the population of people living in Regina is around 260,000 people. It is not a big city, so you can go around the city within 20 to 15 to 20 minutes, so it's not so big. Groceries are affordable. The highest employer in the city of Regina, on the other hand, is the government. So a lot of people work with the government, and I feel like it's relatively easy to get jobs within the government. So yeah, Regina is a good city. It feels more like home, just like Saskatoon. It's safe. It feels like home. They are very nice, homely communities. So if you have children and you're trying to raise children, it is security is relatively good as well. Province of Saskatchewan, you know that the provincial nomination program, it is relatively easy for you to get your PR in Saskatchewan. So a lot of people tend to move to either Saskatoon or Regina because of the fast provincial nomination program, and as well as it being safe and homely and also being very affordable. You find out that a lot of immigrants that move into Canada and are living within the Saskatchewan province tend to buy their houses between 1 and 3 years of when they move in. So yeah, it is affordable. You tend to save more because you don't spend so much on housing or even on groceries. So Regina is a very wonderful city. So Halifax, Nova Scotia is another city that is relatively affordable. So Halifax is in the province of Nova Scotia. And if you know that Nova Scotia has their own provincial nomination program. So if you're planning to like migrate with provincial nomination program, you can also try the provincial nomination program of Nova Scotia. Halifax has about 480,000 people living there right now. It is well known for its farming and mining, and it is also a relatively big city. Housing there is within the range of 1,002 to 1,005 for a 1 to 2 bedroom apartment. So if you're looking to migrate to Canada, you can also check the city of Halifax. Last but not the least city on my list is the city of Edmonton. Edmonton is also in the province of Alberta, and it's a relatively larger city. It is a very big city. Edmonton has the biggest mall in Canada. Edmonton has also a population of about 1 million people. So, yeah, there's a lot of employment in Edmonton because it's a larger city. There are a lot of organization, companies, private owned companies, even the government sector. So, Edmonton is a relatively affordable city to live in. Housing is also within the range of 1,003 to 1,005 for 1 to 2 bedroom apartment, depending on the part of the city you're living in. And also because it's a big city, there are suburbs around Edmonton where you can get houses for even cheap. Edmonton is also a very good city that you can move to if you want to migrate to Canada. Another thing is that because Edmonton is also in the province of Alberta, there's also no provincial tax, so things are relatively cheap because there's no provincial tax. I know a lot of friends of mine who live in Ontario or live in Saskatoon or Saskatchewan that when they want to buy stuff, they wait till when they are going on a trip to the province of Alberta or the city of Edmonton or Calgary to buy stuff because there are no provincial tax there. So yeah, Edmonton is also a very good city. It has a wonderful nightlife and you don't feel bored. And there are lots of Nigerians living there as well, lots of Africans living there as well. So you will not feel as lonely. I know that there are African stores there. So it is a nice place to be. So if you want to move to Canada and you're looking for a province where you can settle, Edmonton is one. So we've come to the end of today's video. If you've watched to this point and you've not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Kindly subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications so you'll be one of the first to know when I post another video. And please kindly leave your thoughts, your comments, whatever it is you want to know about or you want me to talk about on this channel, kindly leave it in the comment section. If you know any city that is cheap that you live in and you want to, share with people, kindly also leave that in the comment section. I'll be there to read your thoughts. And until my next one, have a nice day,
Girl, I
guys.
see your face everywhere. When I'm going out, you'll be there. 'Cause everything reminds me of you. I can't take no more. Girl, I think I'm losing my mind. Try to go to work, but I lost track of time. 'Cause everyone keep looking like you. I can't take no more.